Okay, let's talk about the vibrating jig slash chatterbait. But before we get into this bait, on how to catch bass on it, if you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Fishbrain, I'll put those my social media links in the description for you guys to go check out. And any of the gear that I use, this bait, the vibrating jig or the rod and reel, I'll also put it in the description. Well, let's start off with rod and reel. I don't care what reel you get. If I would not recommend this reel for a beginner, because this is a crap ton of money. Go with a lot cheaper option for a bait caster. If you're learning how to use a bait caster, go with a cheaper option, not like a $260 reel. And this was on sale, and I paid $220, I think. And the gear ratio is 7.5 to 1 gear ratio. What is gear ratio to the new people? Gear ratio is how much line is coming on in the spool when I'm reeling, how much line comes on here. The rod, I don't really care what brand. I like a 7'3" moderate fast, medium heavy. That'd be my go-to for this. And this is also my soft plastic reel, soft plastic worms, swim bait, stuff like. Well, if I'm going to do a swim bait, I'm going to go with a different rod. But swim baits, wade crawls, stuff like that, soft plastics, that's what I'm going to use on that. Okay, let's talk about the things you guys are really here for, the chatterbait. I like to fish this bait in windy, and when it's really windy, when the water is like 50-ish, plus maybe 40. I would not go maybe that far, but if it's windy and it's like window's coming to an end, that's when I'll be throwing this. Or when especially picking this bait up during when bass are when they're on beds, that's when I'm gonna really throw this, because they are gonna hit basically anything. If you throw anything on a bass's bed, pretty much that bass is going to eat it. Sometimes they're not going to, because they know you're literally right in front of you. Sometimes they're just going to look at it. But the thing about bed fishing, I'm not going to really get into it today. They're going to protect their eggs. So for that, and the footage you're about to see, obviously me making this footage is a different day, but it was a windy day. I was working the trolling motor a lot. Ended up making the trolling motor dead, and I had to paddle myself back up. That's why I have one paddle, but it's in two pieces, with me at all times for when that happens. But in case you guys want a close up, obviously that's the blade. And I like to go with some type of soft plastic. Don't just take it out of the package, cast it, put a trailer behind it. Obviously this has one claw. Normally I'm going to use two, but the other claw just ripped off, so I'm not going to put it on. I can't put it on. I could melt it on if I wanted to with a lighter. I'm not going to. But that's how I like to fish a chatterbait. So let's get into that footage. Get one. Hey, quit. People that are curious, did I mean to do that? No, I did not, but I did it anyway. Just like that. Now I have a bird's nest because I did that. Okay. Small end, but on the chatterbait. What do you know? On the chatterbait. See, I knew knew one was gonna bite the chatterbait. What do I know? Thank you for fighting, little dude. Now, let's get out of here. He literally bit it right at the boat. I mean, right at the dock, too. You gotta love the sport, man. I think he was just trying, I think he was following it, to be quite honest with you. About 324. It's another one, bro. Second cast. A little bit bigger. Wow. That's a good one, bro. I mean, that's a good one. Put this one on a scale. $216. Look at that fatty. Could name you girlfriend. Did a good release on you, buddy. Thanks for biting, buddy. So it looks like they are at the dock that just floating around, and my jig vibrating. Oops, jig was there. Okay. Got him. There is number 3 on the chatterdonk. Holy cow. They've been biting it like it's nothing. Thanks for getting me all wet, buddy. Really, thanks. Well, one of them took one of my claw. You know, sometimes it would be kind of a good idea, what I'm trying to think of, since I only have one claw, one hand on it, they can imitate, hey, that I just lost my arm, I'm kind of weak, just kind of come and get me. If I don't get a couple in like 3 casts, we'll make it 10, I'm gonna put on a new claw. Gotta love fishing this bait. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you guys learned something new today. you got to know when to throw it. And something else I like to do when it's this type of weather, like I said, this day was very windy, and I was walking the trolling motor a lot. What I also like to use is a swim bait during this time as well. I did not have the right color I wanted or the weight that I wanted, because I broke my 6th Sense favorite swim bait. And if you're watching this 6th Sense, I would love for you to send me a new one. But I know you guys ain't gonna see this anytime soon. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll put all the links in the description. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, I'll put that stuff in the description as well. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.